Well, I was diagnosed bipolar about 3 years ago, but I had suffered from severe depression since 1993, and it was an ongoing battle with, going through depressive states. And at the time, we didn't know that I was bipolar, so I guess I was having some minor highs, but not to the point where they were manic. And then I would, 2 times a year, once a year, 3 times a year, go into a depressive state. And it was really tough functioning, just going to work, just trying to survive. I've even had a suicidal attempt back in '93. Just the idea of suicide always entered my mind. I've tried different medications from my doctor. Many medications, different medications I've been on. Some worked, some didn't. I even tried TMS, if you're familiar with that. And that didn't have any effect on me at all. Even the doctors were surprised. My psychiatrist that recommended it to me thought that it would help some, and it didn't at all. And that was about 2 years ago. And around that time, after that failed, I started doing some research about other treatments for depression, and I did happen to come across ketamine treatment. And I actually looked into it about 2 years ago, a doctor in Santa Monica that was doing it. But I guess I was going through a little bit better phase of mood, so I decided not to go through with it. And then again, going back through the depressive states, I looked back into it and found point ketamine, and that's why I decided to go through with it at this time, because I was going down the downer road again. Well, at first, it didn't seem like it had too much of an effect. Maybe the first four, but by the fifth appointment, it seemed like there was a little change. I guess when I get in a depressive state, I make mountains out of molehills, and for me, I noticed that the mountains became little hills or smaller hills versus molehills, and it did seem like I was handling stress a lot better. I am a dentist. I deal with a lot of stress. So I felt that the ketamine definitely brought me back on track and helped me deal with what was going on currently in my life, instead of thinking about the past or the future, which I have a tendency to do. And that's what bugs me a lot when it comes to depression, is thinking what should have been done, what could have been done in the past, or what's going to be happening in the future. And it basically centered my thinking back down to the present state of mind. So I think, from what I understand, it works on 75 to 80% of the population. It tends to improve their lives. So I would say, if you're at your wit's end, you've tried different things, different medications, different treatments, and you're still not getting results, I think ketamine would be a good adjunct to trying to get some better results. Percentage-wise, I'd say probably at least 60–70% better mood for me. Yeah, because usually I'm very reserved. I tend to cocoon myself amongst other people, and I noticed that I'm a little bit more outgoing, more talkative, not as shy. I'm introverted anyway. I'm an introverted person, but I'm able to go into my house, and if my son's there, whereas before I would kind of just not say anything, I can actually go in and have a conversation with him and talk to him, or talk to my wife, or she can ask me something, and instead of the yes/no, it'll be more of an involved answer, which is helpful. Well, I was lucky enough to read or hear about it takes, the 4th, 5th infusion to start maybe feeling something different, and so I didn't get too hoped. Even the first 2 or 3, I was like, I'm not feeling too much, so I didn't get too down on it, because I'd heard that sometimes it takes a little bit extra time to get some effects that the ketamine can do, so that didn't bother me. Don't be nervous about it. The staff here is great. The anesthesiologists that do the infusion are fantastic. I had a great doctor. I feel like he's like a friend to me almost now, just from meeting him. This is going to be the 8th time that I've met him, and he's just a really good guy, and the staff has been wonderful here. About the first 5 to 10 minutes, you start feeling a little bit of a buzz, like if you're having a couple shots of tequila or alcohol. That's the only thing I could relate it to. And then by, you know, the 15 minutes into it, you're really starting to feel like the doctor says, is it 6 drinks, 7 drinks, 8 drinks, 9 drinks? It's kind of like you've got a real good buzz, and you actually get an out-of-body experience that I've experienced. Your mind just goes in a different area. I do see colors, I do see kaleidoscopes and different scenery, and it's beautiful, it's wonderful. It's amazing treatment. I look forward to it every time. I could see where somebody would get hooked on this stuff, but you know, if you wanted to, but because it is such a beautiful experience. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of the ketamine. It's administered by an anesthesiologist. They know what they're doing. Point Ketamine has been very good to keep track of you and call you, and you know, they monitor you. So I think the overall experience is fantastic.